Wilson, Ramos and the New York Mets have agreed to a 2-year deal worth $19 million. The New York Mets says have agreed to a $19 million 2-year contract with free agent Wilson Ramos, according to a person familiar with the negotiations. The agreement signals an end to the Mets' pursuit of Marlins catcher JT Realmuto. Instead, New York turned to another player who's coming off an All-Star season, which would be Wilson Ramos, who split last year with Tampa Bay and Philadelphia Phillies. This person spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity Sunday because the deal has not been announced and is pending a physical. He could get $8.25 million next year and $9.25 million in 2020, and the Mets will have a $10 million option with a $1.5 million buyout. The 31-year-old Wilson Ramos last year batted .306 with 15 home runs and an .845 OPS, ranking fifth among catchers in wins above replacement at 2.4, which was due to the fan graphs. New York officials met last week with Wilson Ramos at the winter meetings in Las Vegas and with Yasmani Grandal, another free agent catcher in Arizona. Ramos became the priority for the Mets partly because of compensation required for signing Grandal, who turned down a $17.9 million qualifying offer from the Los Angeles Dodgers. If New York had signed Grandal, the Mets would have forfeited their second highest pick in next year's June draft, $500,000 of international signing bonus. The Mets also discussed a possible trade for Realmuto, but decided the players it would have had to give up in a swap were too high a cost. Ramos crosses another item of the to-do list of new general manager Brody Van Wagian. I don't know how you say that. The former agent acquired All-Star second baseman Robinson Cano and closer Edwin Diaz from Seattle, and also brought back former New York Mets closer Jeurys Familia on a $30 million 3-year deal. The team may still pursue an upgrade in center field and the left-handed reliever. Ramos is expected to be the New York Mets' everyday catcher, with Travis d'Arnaud and Kevin Plawecki as backups. d'Arnaud, who turns 30 in February, has been on the disabled list in 5 straight seasons as injuries have limited him to 366 limited him to 366 major league games in 5 years, and he's only averaged 73 games each and every year. d'Arnaud was 3 for 15 with a 200 batting average, 1 home run, 3 RBIs in 4 games this year. When he felt tightness in his right elbow during pre-game drills in Miami, he was sent to New York and had an MRI that revealed a torn ligament, which indicated that he would need Tommy John surgery, and he only played 4 games. It kind of sucks. Ramos made the American League All-Star team in this year, but missed the game with a hamstring issue, and injuries have been a problem for him in the past. Most notably, he tore his right ACL at the end of a breakout 2016 season with the Nationals, which likely costed himself millions of dollars as a free agent that offseason. He ended up at Tampa Bay this year with a $12.5 million 2-year deal and earned an additional $2 million this year as an escalator for making 55 starts as a catcher. He was also on the disabled list twice in 2015 with a broken finger in his right hand and a strained left elbow, in 2016 with a strained right rotator cuff, and in 2017 with a bruised right wrist. And of course, he's not a bad player, not a great one, but of course we'll have to see what he does.